morning. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Um, Welcome to the Spark It Up Facebook Live here on Tuesday. And today's topic is going to be about talking to your kids about money. And I'll be the first to say that I don't really know what I'm talking about when it comes to kids and money. I don't know if anybody really knows how you teach your kids about money. But here's what I do know. Working with hundreds of clients and their money for the last almost 15 years, what we as a team here have witnessed is that people are very weird when it comes to money. Everybody's so different with their relationship with money. Most of the time it's pretty negative. Most of the time, not all the time. Every once in a while we come across somebody and like, wow, they got it nailed. But that's very, very rare. I'd like to write a book on this someday. I won't, but I'd like to say that I'd like to write a book on this someday because I feel like people get their thought process around money from their parents or who they grew up with, for better or for worse. I think that's where it comes from. And I also believe, at least in my household and from what I've witnessed when I was growing up, money wasn't really talked about a lot. It was almost a taboo subject. You don't talk to your kids about money. They don't need to know. Whether it's they don't need to know your worries and concerns about money, or they don't need to know how much money you have, or whatever it is. It just seemed like nobody wanted to talk to their kids about money. And I don't really get that. And I could be wrong. Like I said, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I don't really get that. If we're not talking to our kids about money, the good and the bad, and what it means and what it does and what it can do and can't do and things like that, where are they going to learn that from? I tell you where I think they're going to learn that from. They're going to learn it from the people they're around growing up, and they're going to get bits and pieces from everybody, and that's going to be how they think about money. And it's kind of a roll of the dice. So here's my experiment. You can follow me along if you want, but I do talk to my kids about money regularly. My kids do get a very small allowance every week. Not everyone agrees with that, but I can see both sides of that, so I'm not saying I'm a proponent of it, but they don't get it for nothing. They work. They have a whole set list every day. They do chores every single day to change around the house, which I have to say really do help me out. It's kind of nice. And they get $5 a week for doing all these chores. And they're not allowed to spend it all every single week either. It all goes into an online savings account. And then if they find something they want to buy, we talk about it. What is it going to be? Is it an investment? What is it? Is it waste money? And then they're allowed to spend no more than 40% of what's in their savings, depending on what they're going to buy. So we have a kind of a whole scenario that we do, which for me, I'm trying to promote that savings is important. It really is important. And I was never good at it growing up. But it is extremely important. So I promote savings, but I also promote responsible spending and reward. Money can be used as a reward. So I let them spend part of it, as I said, on something that they want, but we discuss what that is and if it's an investment or not. So I do talk to my kids about money regularly. I don't want them to be scared of it. I don't want it to be a taboo subject for them. I want them to understand it. I talk to them a little bit, very basic, about business, about income and expenses and what that means, and about saving. So we'll see how my experiment goes. The other end of that is I could talk to my kids not at all about money. And then when I think about, okay, if I were to do that and we just say, no, we're no money talk in this house, I don't know how they would grow up thinking about money. And that scares me because money is going to be a part of their lives, whether you like it or not, right? It is a part of all of our lives and it will be forever. So I want them to have strong beliefs around it. I want them to know all the information that I know around it. And because I work with money every single day, I have a lot of information about money. So I pass some of that along to my kids. And it's interesting because I have a son and a daughter, and one of them is an amazing saver. She doesn't buy anything. She just stockpiles that money, and she's got a lot of money saved. The other one has holes in his pockets. He just wants to spend every cent, so I have to hold him back from doing that. It's interesting, completely different dynamics. We talk and manage both of them, and I feel comfortable where I'm at. And actually, my son is going into high school next year, but he had mentioned, I think it was in, I don't know if it was in math or social studies, the topic of kind of money and commerce came up, and he had said that he was the main participant in that conversation. The teacher thought it was fascinating that he had all of this information about money and business and income and expenses, and I think that's a good thing. She even mentioned it in the parent teacher conference, that that was so interesting that he had a lot of viewpoints on that, good and bad. So anyway, that is the topic for Tuesday. Thanks so much for watching. But kids and money, there's an article on our blog if you're interested, that's more about teaching your money about kids. Actually, there's 2 different articles about that. And that's it for today. All right, thanks for watching.